time how you can check on your work. If you go to your classroom and you go to course 3, and then you click on this classwork over here, you will see this where it says solutions for 90 through 94. And you notice the little icon is different than these. If you click on that and you click on the PDF, you will see all the answers. Now, I didn't copy them really well, but you will see the answers for the whole week. So use that to make sure you're doing stuff right, just like you would in the classroom. I wanted to make sure it was all there for you. All right? But it's right here under classwork. Okay? When you go to course 3 to start with, you'll always get the stream, and it's not on the stream. Well, actually, it's there too. All right? Yeah, you can look at it there as well. All right? So either place, you can do the stream or the classwork. It's going to be there. All right? So Olivia's here. Hi, Olivia. All right. I am going to go right to the lesson. And if you have questions or anything about what I'm teaching, go ahead and speak up. Let me get rid of that one. Go over right to course 3 here. All right. So we're going to be talking about scale factor. And it gets tricky when you talk about scale factor with area and with volume. But let's say that the dimensions of this square are 1, and the dimensions of this square are 2, and the dimensions of this square are 3, all right? And so the scale factor from this one to this one is a 1 to 2. Let me write that a little different, okay? The scale factor is 1 to 2, all right? But if this one's 3, then here the scale factor would be 1 to 3, all right? So in other words, the biggest square is 3 times bigger than the other square. I mean, I could write it 3 to 1, but I'm doing the small to big. But watch what happens when we're talking about area. If this is 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. So the scale factor bumps up quite a bit. So the scale factor is double, all right? So if we're talking about area, now the scale factor from the area of the little square to the area of the big square is not 1 to 2 anymore. It's 1 to 2 squared, all right? Which is 1 to 4. So in other words, instead of the dimensions being twice as big, the area is 4 times as big because we take a scale factor of 2 and square it. But if we're going from the smallest to the biggest, the scale factor is now 1 to 3 squared. And so now we go from a 1 to a 9. And so the scale factor for something that's area from one side, one small size to another is the dimension scale factor squared. Well, let's see how this works on your practice problems, all right? Example 1, it says, in this example right here, well, look, it says, Vince was asked to paint a mural near the city park based on a painting he made in art class. The mural was to be 10 times the length and width of his original painting. 10 times. So the scale factor was 1 to 10. So the dimensions are 10 times. Vince bought 10 times as much paint as he used for his original painting, yet he ran out of paint after only a fraction of the mural was painted. Why did Vince run out of paint so quickly? Well, because he forgot that the scale factor for area has to be squared. So instead of 10 times as much paint, he should have bought 10 squared or 100 times as much paint.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of extra paint, all right? So that's why scale factor makes a difference. Let's look at example 2 here. Irene works with stained glass. Whoops, I sometimes forget. Irene works with stained glass. She wants to make a replica of a stained glass window. Her replica will be related to the original window by a scale factor of 1 to 3. The original window is made up of 3,456 square inches of glass and has a perimeter of 240 inches. How much glass will Irene use in the replica? What will the perimeter of a replica be? All right. Now they're doing 1 to 3rd, which means it's smaller, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we go on to the next page here. Notice the solution. Her replica will have 1/3 the linear dimensions of the original window, and 1/3 squared is 1/9. So you have to square it. We multiply the amount of glass in the original window by the square of the scale factor. All right? To find the amount of glass. So 1/9 times that is 384 inches squared. 1/3 of the perimeter. Remember, I use 1/3 now because I'm just talking about linear dimensions. 1/3 of the perimeter is 80 inches. All right? So scale factor makes a big difference. And here's one more, because when we talk about scale factor of volume, instead of squared, what is it?
Cubed.
It's cubed, all right? And so look at this one. Nelson, oh, isn't that cool? There we go. Nelson built this figure with 4 1-inch cubes. How many 1-inch cubes are needed to build a similar figure when the dimensions are doubled? All right, so the scale factor is now 2 to 1, it's doubled. And if I'm doing volume, I have to do the scale factor cubed now, right? Instead of squared, it has to be cubed. So what is 2 cubed? It's 8. And this is what they did right here.
It's
Okay?
6.
So since the scale factor is 2 and the ratio of the volume is 8, it takes 8. If I've got to, in order to double that, so this takes 4, right? And I have to multiply 4 times 8. This takes 32. If you wanted to count the little cubes, you could, but it takes 32 cubes to make this one, but it only took 4 to make this one. All they did was double the size. Kind of bizarre how much difference that makes, doesn't it? All right, so that's all there is about scale factor, guys. They're going to ask you to do some problems like that in your practice set. It kind of tells you when you start doing your assignment, which practice set they want you to do, that I've asked you to do. I'm going to finish recording this video and I'll post it if you want to look at it again and use your solution manual. All right? Thumbs up? So. Claire, you had a question, go for it.
So on the Chromebook, like when I try to go and look at the previous videos, some of them are blocked because it says they're like inappropriate or something. So I can't watch the videos on my Chromebook. So I was just going to let you know about that.
Well, thank you. I will need to talk to Mr. Wheeling. I'll contact Mr. Wheeling and see what he can do about that. I'm wondering why it's blocked. That's weird.
Like it was weird because like the course 3 ones were blocked, but I could watch Algebra 1 and course 2, but I just couldn't watch course 3 and some other videos. There were like 7 of them that were blocked.
All right, I will text Mr. Wheeling and see if we can get that straightened up. That's really odd. All right, I'll still post it and I'll get Mr. Wheeling to fix that. Evelyn, you have a question? Evelyn, you have a question?
Yeah, hang on. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, so what are we doing for the practice set? Like which ones?
If you open up that document in your Google Classroom, it tells you which ones to do.
It's
Alright.
B, D, F, and H.
Thank you.
That's right. You just do yours on paper, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I forgot about that.
All right. Is it easier for you, Evelyn, for me to write it down on the screen?
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to remember to do that. All right, anybody else? All right. Have a great one.